What's happening, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done one of these vlogs, but as you can see, it is night. Well, it's actually not night. It feels like night. It's actually 6 a.m. in the morning, and currently on the way to the gym. Now, I literally just picked up, I started recording this yesterday, and the issue that I was having, and it wasn't even an issue, but I was actually recording on my iPhone. And I know the quality on the iPhone is actually pretty good, but it was more the audio that wasn't the best. And I thought, I'm gonna pull out the old camera, which is funny because I never really used it. And I had to pick it up yesterday from DJI because it actually had some damage to it. Funnily enough, like I said, I've used it about 3 or 4 times in the past, and I had this crack under the screen, and it wasn't even cracked. It was almost like there was pressure that was put on the screen and it forced the crack underneath. And I also took it to Europe, and I literally didn't even use it in Europe as well. So like I said, I've only used this camera a handful of times, but I thought now it's time to get it back out and put it to good use. So like I said, currently going to the gym. There is a reason for me going to the gym this early. Now, I typically don't like training this early, but it ain't for that reason. I actually missed doing something that I haven't done in a long time, and you know, it's been a long time coming. Obviously, I've been online coaching for a very, very long time. I was personal training for about 8 years prior to that, but there was something that was missing. You know, it's funny because I tell this story so many times, and I got into the gym because I didn't want an office job. I soon realized, I'm gonna try and move this over a little bit, see if I can move it. I soon realized that I'm living and I was doing an office job again. And with all the social media content that I'm doing at the moment, I needed something new. I needed something fresh. And you know, I spend hours upon hours behind a laptop, behind a computer screen, that I actually missed that face-to-face interaction. So I'm actually going back to the gym. I've got a handful of clients that I am training face-to-face again. That's another reason why I decided to pull out the camera, because I feel like I want to start documenting my life a little bit more. And even though it might be boring to some, it might even be boring to me. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. It might even be boring to me, but I'm sure that there's someone who will get some sort of value from these videos, from these vlogs moving forward, whether it be some training advice, some nutrition advice, some lifestyle advice, just some life advice as a whole. And that's what I want to do, because if you've been following me on social media and Instagram for a while now, you know that a lot of my content does revolve around men's physique and, you know, the athletes and the pros, and I also every now and then upload some content of me training. Now, the thing with my training content was, when I did document it, I literally documented it like a journal. If you look at the caption, it is all journal form. And that's what I want to do with this YouTube channel now. Kind of turn it more into a journal, and well, more of like a video style journal where I'm able to express my thoughts and express, you know, what I'm doing in my life, so on and so forth. Now, it may not be as exciting as some of the biggest influencers and fitness influencers and YouTubers, but that's okay. And I'm totally okay with that, because I feel like people will relate to my life and what I do on a daily basis. So this is why this is exciting for me. It's new, it's fresh, it's a long time coming, but it's time to really get back into that YouTube game. Today, what's on today's agenda? So, like I said, this is actually my first day back personal training in years now, and I'm so thankful, and I do want to actually express that I'm super thankful that a lot of my clients that I was training when I was training have actually reached out and have well, they didn't really reach out. They were messaging me throughout the years asking if I could do some one-on-one sessions and if I was going back into the gym, so on and so forth. So I actually let a handful of them know that, hey, I'm going to go back into the gym and start doing it again, and they were all on board. So at the moment, it's 7 a.m. I think, and this is crazy because I actually, like I said, I haven't been in the gym for a long time now, and I'm literally working from 7 a.m. till 12 p.m. today. So nice way to, well, when I say I'm working, I'm sure a lot of people work longer hours than that. But when you're doing personal training, and if you are a personal trainer, you kind of know the demands, the mental demands, the physical demands of personal training. So I'm going head into it, but I'm excited. I'm more excited than ever. It's almost like I'm starting my first day of work ever again, even though I've done this for a very, very long time. But I'm excited for it. So I want to do that, and then from there I will be heading to, I'm not sure if I'm going to train at the gym that I'm working at, or if I'm going to go to one of my regular gyms. Now, I wish I could show you my key tag right now, because I've got 5 different memberships on there, which is super crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably head down to, like I said, I'm going to probably decide in the moment whether I'm going to train at the gym that I'm working at, or if I'm going to go to my regular gym. I do like my regular gym. It's got some really, really cool equipment. If you've been following me on Instagram, make sure if you're not following me, make sure to follow at Philip Naselli to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. But at the gym that I train at, they've got some really, really dope pieces of equipment, and equipment that you would never really typically see in Australia, equipment that you would typically see in the States, things like New Tech, like Panada, like Mega Mass, like Max Pump, some really, really, really advanced and cool pieces of equipment. Now I do have Pull Day, so they do have this really cool Mega Max single arm or unilateral pull down that I like to use. They've got this like transformer type row. They've also got that chest supported T-bar style row that you're seeing every fitness influencer using at the moment. So I am, now that I think about it, and now that I'm talking about it, I reckon I am probably going to go to the other gym and train pull from over there. I am in an off season, something that I haven't really spoken too much about on my social media, but yeah, currently in a bit of a push phase at the moment. After going to Europe for 6 weeks, I did lose some size actually. It's funny because I knew that I was going to go to Europe and kind of just enjoy life a little bit, and that's what you want to do. You want to go on these holidays and just enjoy life. So I went there, I went to 5 different countries, had an amazing time, but when I got back, I was actually concerned because obviously a lot of the European diet sort of revolves around carbohydrates and sugars and sweets, and it's not that high in protein, especially places like Italy, for example. I actually came back 5 kilos lighter. So therefore I did instead go into a bulk. So I've now gone from 98 when I returned to now I'm at about 104. I'm shooting for about 4,000 calories at the moment. Now, don't get me wrong, it has been a struggle because obviously I feel like my routine just hasn't been in check since I've been back. Now that I am going back into the gym a couple days per week, it will definitely help with the routine. That was another reason why I wanted to get out and go back into a gym, just to kind of help me get that routine again, because you know, when you're working on a gym floor, you know, you got X amount of clients and you'll eat, and you got another X amount of clients and you'll eat. Whereas when you're at home behind the laptop, you can go 6 hours without eating because you're so, locked in to work. So, like I said, it has been a little bit of a struggle to get my meals in. I am eating, I think it's about 6 meals. So I got 2, then an intra, then a post, then another 3, 7 meals. But I think I might actually bring that down to maybe 5 or 6, to be honest with you, because I'm going to try it for this week. But if I feel like I am struggling to consume all those meals, then I will bring it back down. In terms of training, I'm doing a push-pull legs rest, push-pull rest. Is that right? Push-pull legs rest, push-pull rest. Yeah. Yeah, the goal this off-season is obviously to grow the chest, grow the back, grow the shoulders. So that's pretty much my life at the moment. Pretty long intro, but I want to kind of keep these videos just raw, very similar to this. I don't want no fancy edits. I don't want no crazy things. I mean, I might say that now and that might change, but I just want to just keep it raw, keep it real, because I feel like nowadays there is so much noise on social media. I mean, so many people trying to elevate and be creative, and everyone ends up doing the exact same thing. So I'm going back just to my roots. Just keep it simple. Let you guys know what I'm doing on a daily basis, or as frequently as I possibly can. And that's it. So almost about to get to work. I'll see you guys in the next clip. I gotta say, it is so good to be back in the gym doing personal training. Wrapped up a couple of hours ago. Did, was it 5 sessions? I think it was 5 sessions. I lost track of time. Time went so fast. You know when you're talking to people and you're training them and whatnot, more specifically when you're talking to people, and you know, you just don't know where the time had gone. And you know, being able to see my clients again, and you know, just catching up with, you know, catching up on life, seeing what they've been up to, and then being able to train them again. It was just so much fun, and I really looked forward to it. Following that, I decided to hit a push session. I actually recorded the push session on my phone, not on this camera here. So hit some push. It was a little bit of a weird session, to be honest with you, because you know, going into the gym, I felt really energized, really, you know, motivated, whatnot, and then realized on a couple of my lifts, my first 2 lifts specifically, my lifts regressed a little bit this week, especially on the new tech incline press. I've really been enjoying that one lately, and I got into the gym and I was ready to let that one rip. And I looked at the logbook and I thought, 70 kilos last week was a really, really good amount of weight to move. But then put 70 kilos on the machine again, and it felt like concrete. Just didn't want to move. So, obviously go back to the drawing board next week and give that one a shot again. But from there, my lifts, I feel like my lifts after that actually got pretty good. Maybe it was because I was in my head and it annoyed me so much that I didn't push as much weight or hit it as hard as I wanted to hit it. But that being said, I do have a burning question, and it's a question that I really need the answers to. It's almost like one of those mysteries, and it's in regards to AirPods. Now, my question to everyone on this video right now is, what is it with AirPods and them dying individually? And what I mean by it is, think of it this way, right? Every time you use your AirPods, you put them both into the carry case. It's very rare that you're listening to one or using one and then using another one at a different time. You normally have them both in at the same time, or well, I do anyway. Now, my question is, if you wear them both at the same time and then you put them both in the case at the same time, how is it possible that one will always die before the other one? Or why will the battery, I don't know if I can actually say that word on YouTube, but why will the battery be drained on one before the other? Because that's what happened. That's exactly what happened today. The battery drained on one of the AirPods, so I was forced to actually train with one AirPod in and then have to listen to the music in the gym. And then 2 exercises later, that one drained as well. And then all of a sudden I had to train with no AirPods. And then I actually wasn't able to do any cardio as well, because it's very, very hard. We all know this. Guys, if you've been training for long enough, it's very, very hard to do any form of cardio without any sort of music or, without a YouTube video on, so on and so forth. And if you're able to carry out or perform any sort of cardio without AirPods or any sort of headphones, you're probably fighting demons or something, because it is very, very hard to do so. So I wasn't able to do that, but I did manage to then do some steps. You know what? Speaking of steps, it is currently 3:15 in the PM and I've clocked up 13,000 steps, which is very, very rare, especially due to the fact that I'm normally behind a computer screen. So for me to hit even 8,000 steps on some days is extremely hard, but I was able to obviously hit 13,500 up until this point. So that's going to be a very, very good day. I actually spoke to Vic and I said to her, I think a week being back in the gym doing these face-to-face sessions, I might be super shredded by the end of this working week, but I highly doubt that. It was just a joke, in case anyone's going to drop a comment down below and say that's unrealistic. I know that is extremely unrealistic. But that being said, the beauty about this new gym is the fact that it is located in a shopping center. I love that, because I was able to also walk to the local coffee shop and get a coffee in between clients, which was actually a luxury. It was a luxury to be able to do so. But also, in addition to that, also picked up some milk to use with my new coffee machine. I also picked up some bagels, because bagels and smoked salmon and cream cheese is the breakfast of choice, as well as some smoked salmon, because I'm running low on it. But that was pretty much my day, guys. It's like I said, it's 3:15 in the PM. I'm gonna head home, get some additional meals in. I'm gonna have some Cocoa Pops with banana and protein powder, because easy digestible carbs, as well as some protein powder as well, to obviously get that recovery happening. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just cruise for the rest of the drive. It looks like I'm going to be stuck in traffic, so chances are just listening to some music on the way home, just bring the stress levels down. What's it called? Get back to a parasympathetic state, as the science-based lifters would say. Then just chill for the rest of the day. All right, guys, thanks for being part of episode 1, video 1 of this new vlog series, and I'll see you guys in the next one.